Live radio show, a higher level of education for the cannabis counterculture community. If you're hearing us now, you're hearing us on KNSJ in San Diego, or Bomb FM in Vegas, or now K-High out there in Colorado. This is a cannabis counterculture education show. It's 760-798-3127. If you want to call in and be heard, or have Russ in the background. The boss Russ is in here, so we're all very, very nervous. All our jobs are at stake. Anything could happen. As you could see, we had a fifth guy on the show before the show started. Russ got out of hand with him, and now the guy's gone. We're back. I'm Medicinal Mike. We're here with Hopper the Chronosaur and Benji Cooper, as always, doctor for the day. Benji, we're gonna have to get an online intern doctorship for him, or something that'll make him a legal doctor. Right? Well, no, I don't want to go that far. put him through med school for us.
We'll just Photoshop a certificate.
Put him through med school.
Buy him some rubber gloves.
Yeah, I want to be the doctor now. So everybody, thanks again for tuning in. If you're listening now, the next guy I want to tell you, he's another earth shaker. All the people that we have on this show are cusp of cutting edge for the cannabis movement. This next guy's name is Rob Robinson, and he works with the New York Cannabis Alliance. Rob, you there, brother?
I sure am.
And you're out there in New York, obviously, or it would be a weird title. What is the New York Cannabis Alliance?
New York Cannabis Alliance is a group of citizens dedicated to getting the word out about cannabis legalization, and we also helped pass the not-so-great medical marijuana law that we have out here in New York that's just starting to be implemented. But we do lobbying and grassroots education. And
what right now is the New York marijuana law? How do you feel the medical marijuana law out there is going?
Well, we had a great law that we had written, the Compassionate Care Act, with a whole bunch of other organizations. We've had medical marijuana in our assembly for 15 years before we finally got it passed. Because we don't have initiatives. We don't have the ability for people to vote on the law. So what happened was, right before the legislature ended, we had Governor Cuomo come in and change the bill the day before, so there was no time to do anything about it, and passed it in the budget. So it never even went to a vote in the Senate, never went to a vote in the Assembly. It just passed in our state budget, and it became a very, very restrictive law.
So it's nothing like California and what I'm used to, where they just make an addendum or add, a proposition or something to it. They have to actually change your bill out there?
Yeah, in New York State, the voters can't vote on laws. The only votes we can vote on are constitutional amendments. So we have to go through our state legislature. We have to get our assembly to pass it, our Senate to pass something similar or exactly alike, and then the governor has to sign it into law.
Okay, well, now, you know what? Now I kind of caught on. You guys have a very similar government system as Colorado. And I know it might seem poopy now, but the one thing that us in California that we're noticing is that if we had done it more like you guys, we would be legal like the rest of the world right now. Because they change it in your actual state constitution. Once they change that, it's unchangeable unless there's a huge, it's there forever pretty much. And man, I wish I had your system out here, because it's so gray, because we keep tagging on to the bottom of the pyramid and trying to add these laws and changes. And now we have conflicting laws that are chasing after us out here on the West Coast. So it's like, okay, now you can have pot, but you can't hold it in your hand, and you could smoke it, but you're not allowed to exhale. And it's just insane like that. And you guys are on the right path. I think you guys are just a few years behind. But I think once it catches up, with people like yourself doing all that hard work out there, it's going to pay off big.
Well, thank you. And I agree. We're definitely on the right track. It's all about baby steps. And, I've always been a strong proponent of what Dennis Perone said, which was medical marijuana is the gateway to legalization. I
just did 420 at Dennis Perone's house. Mirrors on the ceilings. That's all I'm going to say in every room. It's an insane. Have you been to Dennis Perone's?
I've not been to his house. No, I've hung out with him quite a bit, mostly in New York when he comes out to the parades that we do in New York City.
Well, for those that don't know, Dennis Perone is the author of the 215 law that we have here in California. He is literally one of my cannabis heroes, trademark pending. And this man has been through everything for gay rights, AIDS rights, marijuana rights. There's nothing that he hasn't fought for. And he's still doing it. He's been shot by the police, but he's literally the man who has made medical marijuana legal in California. He is the top of the pyramid right there, and a lot of people don't know that.
And don't sell Cali short. I mean, Cali is the reason that all of us are following in those footsteps. Although I agree that you guys have some issues because of the way it was passed.
Have you tried the pizza out here? Here, let's start about issues. It's a slow thing. We're going in a little in circle. What's going to happen is enough of you guys are all going to flip it and set the example. So whereas we kind of maybe stuck our foot in the door first, I'm sure these other states are showing us how to do it right so that we can follow by your examples. Because you guys are out there, like we feel like we're already done. We're kind of like kicked a dead horse out here, where it's still kind of the wild, wild west where you're at.
Yes, it is.
And then how you also do events as well, or you're in everything right now, right?
Yeah, I'm the founder, producer, and owner of the New York State Harvest Festival and Freedom Fair. This year will be our 18th in 18 years.
Oh goodness!
And, it's a great. It's the biggest cannabis legalization of private cannabis legalization.